All righty. Good afternoon, everybody. It was a fun way to get us started with an actual breakdown from that standpoint to actually have like a counter. That I thought would be really fun. Welcome to Mastering Obsession. Today we got a lot really in store for us. In fact, I'm grabbing my nifty little journal here that I tell everybody to keep around 24/7. I'll be standing for the first bit of this, but let's talk about what we got started today for today's stream. I'm going through a book right now called Hidden Potential that we talked about yesterday, which also explained the absolute nonsense of thinking that you have a learning style. If you don't know what that is, go back to yesterday's stream. Long story short, what we learned is that nobody has a designated learning style. Everybody has one style to learn, or everybody learns the exact same way. And we've even found that people that think they learn, like for example, I like audiobooks. I love audiobooks. What I found though is when I listen to audiobooks, I don't retain near as much knowledge as I do than when I'm actually reading. So these are the things that we really want to learn in this journey. What is the reality? How do we actually grow? We want to be able to separate ourselves from what we feel from what is actually true. That's what our goal and drive for everything here is. So what I'm gonna be keeping a close eye on. Nate or Russ, it's great to actually have you on the videos finally. I'm super stoked. You're in for a really, really neat treat here. So what I'm gonna be prepping us for real quickly is starting off with our daily law. And then in addition, let me get this set up first and I'll walk us through the agenda today. So today's agenda, we're going through our daily law. In addition, we're going to go through a daily stoic, something from Ryan Holiday that I thought would be a really fun way to kind of spice things up for everybody here. After that, I want to know everybody's takeaways from yesterday. So as we're starting everything up, if you were on the call yesterday, I want to hear everybody's key takeaways from yesterday's call. Then we're going to be going through a video from Robert Greene that specifically covers people who waste time. Do you have a habit for wasting time? We're going to specifically be addressing that. And then we're going to go into a video from a book that I'm reading right now called, let me figure out the name, Hidden Potential, and see science of achieving greater things when you have a big setback. See, all the students at DevSlips and all the people that I feel like I'm put on this earth to protect and provide for are the individuals that come from lower income communities, disadvantaged communities, communities where you didn't know people who were able to make the career transition. I wish that I had somebody like myself when I was younger. I didn't know anybody from the professional world. I didn't know anything along those lines. I kind of had to figure it out on my own. One thing that I secretly always dream of is that I kind of had like a Mr. Miyagi type character to support me in my journey. Somebody who, for all the Avatar fans out there, the Avatar: The Last Airbender, remember when he went to that air temple and he met that, I forgot who it was, but whoever the sensei or whoever that guy was that helped him kind of guide him along his journey. Same thing with the fire guy, how he had his uncle. I've always wished that I had somebody like that to kind of guide me on this journey. And if I've had any compelling just feel to support people, it's this podcast. Having a way to provide that exact same level of guidance for people going through the job search. I'm no smarter than any of you. I just happen to have had a process that really helped create luck along this journey. And I want to show you how to create your own luck. What are the processes? What are the systems that we could follow through that can help us find those steps faster, help accelerate this process? At the end of the day, we're all going to get to where we want to go. Sometimes we could just take a faster vehicle to help us get from station A to B. And that's the entire purpose of this podcast, the entire purpose of DevSlips. And I feel like my entire purpose to be on this earth, right? To protect, provide, and really maybe try to be that individual that I wish I had for my younger self. So I hope that gives, I'm glancing at that chat now. Very beginning of React, I'm on lunch, so I have to jump off early. If you can call on me this time. Russ, I can't wait. Now guys, I'm still having one obstacle. The one obstacle I have is I don't really have a great way to bring y'all on the call right now. So don't judge me too much. I don't have a really good way to do that right now. So if I don't bring y'all on anything, that's the reason why, but we'll probably get it solved. We'll probably have that solved though by tomorrow, most likely. As you'll see, we started a little bit late today just because I had to, oh man, October. Sorry guys, I just want to make sure that October 6th, I'm scrolling down to set us up for our daily law right now. I heard that it's kind of cool and like ASMR-ish actually to see what I'm doing. So I'll just share my screen here. Or what? thing here that I think we need to address is that I find that a lot of us, when we enter, especially the students within dev slopes, specifically people that are introverted that want to get into software engineering, one of the really big weaknesses that a lot of students have is that when they enter group scenarios, y'all become incredibly aggressive, right? And this is all okay. These are skills that we can improve on with time. I just want to make sure that my camera looks good here. Y'all come into groups and communities and you get really aggressive, right? I'm gonna lower the tone here because I want this taken really seriously. You come into these groups, you get aggressive. You kind of want to fight people, and I don't know why, right? What our first group or our first goal should be moving into any team environment is not to prove others wrong. Hey, how can we work with other people? How can we take the group and move it forward? Right? The amount of times I've seen, for example, politics posted in the general channel of Discord is completely unacceptable, right? We are all here to grow in our ability to become software engineers. And one story that you can have by being inside this program is that you helped a handful of students who are in previous shoes of you. Maybe you're in JavaScript and you're helping people who are in HTML and CSS. You're honing your teaching skills. You're becoming more familiar with HTML and CSS through teaching people. But what becomes really common is that a lot of you, when you're first getting started in the program, you tend to start trying to kind of speak down on other people in terms of, well, I know the right way to do this and you're doing it wrong, right? Or you try to tell people, you know, DevSlop's curriculum on XYZ is good, but I like to do it different because I like to go over here. No, it's not. You're just an anti-conformist. It actually is getting in your way, right? For example, when you go into group scenarios, are you just a natural anti-conformist? You disagree with everything everybody says? A little bit of a fun fact, a lot of you are that way. That's okay, but are you aware of it? That when there is a better way to do things, you don't want to do it because you want to do it your own way. That's not a good thing. You need to be mindful of it, right? That's a weakness. So it can make it to where you're uncoachable at times. I just want to let you know during an interview process, it's so easy to just sniff that out. Because if somebody's an anti-conformist and I have a dead set onboarding process for all these students, man, I don't want to deal with an anti-conformist. Anti-conformists, oh, while the page was up, we didn't hear a thing. Oh, what a bummer. Okay, let me do a couple things real fast. So I shared the video. Okay, can't hear you more. I don't know if that was intentional. Okay, cool. Let's do this real fast. Let me adjust my setting. Let me fix this real fast. Wireless microphone. One second, I'm fixing it, guys. Cool. All right, you should be able to hear me now. That solves all of that. What we're going to do, should I reread? I'll reread the daily laws one more time just to reemphasize. Cool. No worries. It's all, I know, we have it now. I'll fix this real quickly though. Sorry, I'm trying not to glance at the chat near as much, just so we can sound a little bit more productive. But what I'll do is I'll go back to it real quickly so we can go through this. Sorry, it's a little, I gotta reorganize because I'm in Florida, the entire setup I have is a little more different than usual. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Let's do this. I'm gonna briefly break down one more time this create mental space from the group, just so we can quickly go through this. So long story short, when we are in groups, we typically feel the pressure to fit in, and to do so, we begin to shape our thoughts and beliefs to the group's orthodoxies. While we're in groups, we unconsciously imitate others in the group in appearances, verbal expressions, and ideas. We tend to worry a lot about our status and where we rank in the hierarchy of the group. For example, am I getting as much respect as my colleagues? This is a primate part of our nature as we share obsession with status from our chimpanzee relatives. Depending on patterns from early childhood, in the group setting, we become more passive or more aggressive than usual. By the way, I think this is really practical for a lot of you. What I was mentioning earlier is that I see a lot of students within the program who, when they get in group environments, specifically on hackathons, we've had a lot of students who say that they're not good in teams or they're just not naturally extroverted. that does not give you permission to be a dickhead the moment you get in groups. And a lot of you have the habit of the moment you get inside groups, you get wildly disrespectful, you get wildly mean. And it's because the reality is you don't know how to communicate with people. Maybe because when you were growing up in school, you were bullied so much. So you now have an anti-conformist pattern. You just want to move away from everybody. You don't want to have other people tell you what to do. These are not good signs. So one of the things that you want to focus on when you're getting into group environments is that you have the ability to control yourself. You're not allowing others to control you in a group environment. You're aware that you can be wildly aggressive at times, right? You're aware of all of these tendencies. That's the thing that you have to focus on avoiding. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to shorten it down. Cool. Bear with me here. Boom shakalaka. Much better now dealing with this. So, taking this a step further. Depending on our patterns from early childhood, in the group settings, we become more passive or more aggressive than usual, revealing the less developed sides of our character. To resist this downward pull that groups inevitably exert on us, we must conduct a kind of experiment in human nature where we have a simple goal in mind: to develop the ability to detach ourselves from the group and create some mental space for our true independent thinking. We begin this experiment by accepting the reality of the powerful effect that the group has on us. Now, if you're somebody that is controlled very easily by outside groups and so forth, we need to work on improving that with time. So one of the things that you want to always be able to say is that you have the capacity to think clearly, right? You are somebody, ooh, sorry guys, I'm adjusting a lot of things right now, just bear with me. You have the capacity when entering a group environment to want to help everybody out. And if you don't have that, it's going to be really hard for people to ever want to work with you. Jesus, I didn't realize when I did this, it made the camera so blurry. Give me just a moment, finishing this up, everybody. Boom. Turns out I get better video quality on this. I did not know that. So that's kind of fun. So that's our focus right there. Now what we're going to move to is our daily stoic. I'm really excited about this, to add this in. Again, this is from Ryan Holiday. I could recommend so much for all of us to get our own daily stoic book to go through at times. And I'm going to go through the chat here in just a little bit to go through kind of where we are. But let's go ahead and start with our daily stoic, October 15th. Give people the benefit of the doubt. Everything turns on your assumptions. Everything turns on your assumptions about it. And that's on you. You can pluck out the hasty judgment at will, and like steering a ship around the point, you will find calm seas, fair weather, and a safe port. Marcus Aurelius wrote this in Meditations 12:22. Even a dog, Supreme Court Justice Wendell Holmes once said, distinguishes between being stumbled over and being kicked. Yet, if you ever accidentally stepped on your dog, you know that what the first reaction is, you usually hear a bark or a yelp or a quick snap of the jaws. In an instant, there's no distinction, just pain. Then it sees who it was, hears your soothing voice, and goes right back to wagging its tail. A virtuous person does not jump to hasty judgments about other people. A virtuous person is generous with assumptions that something was an accident, that someone didn't know, that it won't happen again. That makes life easier to bear and makes us more tolerant. Meanwhile, assuming malice, the most hasty of judgments, makes everything harder to bear. Be deliberate and accommodating with your assumptions about other people, and you'll find, as Marcus Aurelius says, calmer seas and fairer weather. First and foremost, what's everybody's takeaway from that? What's everybody's takeaway on the benefit of how being more mindful about things like this can have on you? And everybody, to take a moment to really think about this. What's the benefit of being more mindful on how we judge people? I want to hear in the chat. We're here to all collaborate together, so keep that in mind. What's the benefit of being more mindful about how we are judging people on a daily basis? I hate this long time delay. Just so everybody knows, I have about an 8-second time delay from what I'm actually seeing what you're typing. Hmm. 30 seconds of your time can be more understanding. Absolutely. Keeping head clear of biases. Make sure you avoid making your own unnecessary fights. I love that, Bradley. I absolutely love that. I found that keeping an open mind, accepting other people's perspectives, and being patient with them really keeps you grounded. And it's better than their headspace in general. It also makes it easier to keep harmony in a team environment. Absolutely, Alex. That could be more from it. Like, that's absolutely true. So the reason I really want to bring these up, let me fix this camera real fast. It bothers me if this is not well adjusted. The reason why this stuff is really helpful in a professional settings, being able to understand the true situation instead of your perspective. I absolutely love that too. What a great point, Justin. So let's cover a couple things. The reason why these are really helpful, and one of the reasons why a lot of people cannot make career transitions, even when they develop the skills, they're the furthest from a professional person. A professional individual stepping into any job has confidence. They know what they bring to the table, but most importantly, they want to contribute to a team environment. Companies do not hire individuals who are quote unquote disturbed, right? Some of the signs of a disturbed person, and I'm using a really strange word to describe this, but it does matter, is somebody that takes everything personally. Is this somebody that you want to work with? The moment that you'll have a slight disagreement, does this individual just try to fight you on everything? Right? Think about it if you went home every day and your partner just fought you on everything. Some of you might be in those scenarios. It's exhausting. It's mentally draining. The company will fire you as soon as possible. They want to hire somebody that's hyper aware of themselves, that's hyper aware of other people, and knows how to support everybody in a team environment. While we're going through the daily laws and the daily stoics, this is a chance for you to think about, how can I better become an individual who's rational, who can take a step back from what's happening on a daily basis and be more mindful when solving problems. So I would love a lot of these things to be kind of brought in when we're doing the hackathons, when we're practicing in team environments. Most of you really struggle in team environments. And there's a reason why you struggle in team environments. It's not about taking lead and being a leader. No. It's about understanding how to work with people who are completely different than you, right? Russ, you're in the chat, so I'm going to use you as an example. We mentioned forever ago how there are times where you were in the team environment and you got really aggressive at times because you would get frustrated that people weren't doing specific things. You just wanted to take charge. And one of the conversations we had was, hey, you need to learn how to take a step back and how to collaborate and work with everybody rather than just saying, that's just a dumb thing. Why don't we do it this way? Although you might be right, it might be a dumb thing and that they need to do it that way. The reality is, if you can't learn to develop that communication skill, to develop that patience, what ends up happening is people do not want to work with you. And when people don't want to work with you, either you get a track record of getting hired and fired, or they sniff it out from the very beginning of the interview process. Every interview should be just like this. Hey, my name is Nathan. You put your hand out, you shake their hand. Hey, first and foremost, I just really want to appreciate you for sitting down, having the time to chat with me today. And I cannot wait to learn more about this company, their role, and to potentially be an amazing fit. Smile is up. We're warm, we're welcoming, we're listening, right? That's what all this is about. How do we become a more rational, mindful, problem-solving person, right? So that when they do ask you those questions of, hey, tell me about your strengths. It seems like you're somebody who's brand new to the field. You have no experience whatsoever. What makes you think this would be a good fit for you? I think it's an amazing question. I'm sure one of the things that you're concerned about is hiring somebody that has no experience in software engineering, who's going to take a year to ramp up, just realize they're not going to be a great fit. So one of the reasons I feel like I'm going to be an amazing fit for you is I've spent a lot of time learning how to navigate code bases. By the way, I'm referencing this because Peter emphasized the importance of what I'm talking about right now in last Friday's episode. If you don't know what that is, go back to it. We talked about the importance of one of the ways to show your professional skills is being able to step into any code base, understand how to navigate it, understand how things relate to each other. But in addition, one of the most important things is being able to understand that they're going to give you a limited scope of work to have as an entry-level software engineer. And one of the best ways to understand how to take on that scope of work is to understand how to look at a code base and look at things. So you can go into open projects and GitHub and really gain that experience. So if you want to understand how to stand out in the job interview, that's one of the ways. Love this. Being able to understand the true situation instead of your perception. Justin hit it on the head. That's one of the biggest aspects. So now that we've gotten started, we've kind of bridged the gap some in terms of what we're covering. Let's go ahead and move into some really interesting videos I want to react to. Now, what I'm going to start off with is our first video is from Robert Greene, as always, right? Our man, Robert Greene. And he has a video of why you waste your time. I haven't seen this from about 2 days ago. And as everybody knows, I love our boy Robert Greene. Now, I know that it's not showing up yet. Give me just a moment for this to show. Video. This is not what we want to be watching. Remove. Yes. Boom. Here we go. Okay. Now, whenever I start this, it'd be really helpful if everybody can confirm that y'all could hear everything that we're about to play. So I just need that from all of y'all. All right. Boom. So we have this right here. So whenever I start this, I can just verify if y'all don't mind in the chat. Just let me know. And do y'all hear noise in the background? Do y'all hear music in the background? It would be really helpful. Because I always play music in the background just to myself. I just want to make sure it's not playing for y'all. Okay, that's paused in. Sorry about that. Cool. No music. Okay, fantastic. So I can keep the music playing. Sweet. All right, guys, let's go ahead and start with our video from Robert Greene for the day. Turn the volume up. Boom. Let's go to the very beginning. But y'all can't hear this video? Video's muted. It's not muted though. Oh, we're gonna do this again apparently. The video's muted. I wonder if. Oh wait, you're behind. Give me a second. Let me make sure it's good. Sorry, y'all can fast forward a little bit. I just have to double check with the frame to make sure it's good. Now we hear echo. All fixed. Cool. We're good to play now. No, it's not playing. What the hell? Okay, why is it not playing for y'all? Display capture. I think it's video capture. No, window. Is it video or window? Y'all would just bear with me here. I have to remember how to catch this. Oh, this is so frustrating. So display capture doesn't work. Display capture doesn't work. So we're going to then go to window capture. Y'all just bear with me as we get this figured out. Real quickly, when I play this, I want to know if y'all hear this. It's still a negative. All right, how the fuck do we figure this with OBS? Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. Got it. It's audio output capture. Add. Let me find it. Okay,
Okay,
we're
we're
just
just
gonna
gonna
Google
Google
this.
this.
This is so dumb. How to capture audios from screen share on OBS. Select audio. What a dumb problem to have. OBS Studio. Oh, that's why. It's because I have an old one. Screen capture. Okay. Well, while we're sitting here, if y'all have any things you want me to cover, just let me know. This is such a dumb thing to have to worry about. I think what it is, I don't have the updated version of OBS. Mm-mm-mm. I'll try this one more time. Alrighty. How the hell is this not working? Okay, let's do this. No, I'm trying to stay patient here. You know what? What we're gonna do instead? Yeah, I went to, okay, so Alex, tell me to check my settings. Go to audio and check with the option under desktop audio. About OBS settings. Then go to, you said, try to switch around if you haven't checked your settings. Go to audio. Okay, go to audio. Desktop audio. Boom. This is disabled. But it says it's all just disabled. How do I enable it though? Wait, y'all could hear me? Wait, no, obviously you could hear me. I knew that y'all could hear me. All right, it's time to call Connor. That's what I get for trying to solve this myself. Everybody, if y'all want to take a break for such a second, I'll get this worked out and come back to y'all. We're going to go on a 5-minute break for me to figure this out, then we'll come back. I'm going to set you up on a 5-minute timer, then we'll come back. Set on a 5-minute timer, then we will come back, everybody. Okay, everybody, I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know how to fix it either. So this is what we're going to do. This is a wrap for today. We're going to have to come back tomorrow. We'll be able to cover more details. I'm really sorry for all the impatience and just problematic shit with this. I've made the commitment to do these calls, but it seems like we're just going to have some obstacles getting this shit worked out. I'm really sorry for all the complications. What I can promise you, we'll continue to improve them. Maybe I'll do a little bit of a stream a little bit later today. I have a handful of things that I'll have to go through when I'm actually hiring a lot of people a little bit later today. So if y'all want, while I'm going through looking at resumes, looking at things like that, If anybody wants to know what that process looks like for me, maybe I can live stream me going through looking at all these people's resumes. Maybe I'll find a way to kind of block it out. But maybe if y'all want to see what that looks like, I would love to give y'all some insights behind the scenes. I'm hiring for a sales manager right now, and maybe y'all can get an idea of literally what I'm doing and what that looks like. So if y'all want that, what I would love y'all to do, let me know in the Discord general channel. It's a way for y'all to kind of get an idea of what I'm looking for, who I choose to reject, who I choose not to reject, anything along those lines. So just let me know in the Discord general chat as well. We had a little bit of time together to talk through the general takeaways that we had as a whole. So why don't y'all go in, the general takeaways that we have from covering the daily laws, things like that, let us know. I can promise you tomorrow we will have all of this bullshit fixed and we'll be able to move forward together. So thank y'all so much for the patience today. I'll be able to clean it up here soon. I can't wait to chat